An NBA player has never been #1 in fan voting for All-Star and missed the All-Star game. Until now, that player is LaMelo Ball. The NBA complains about ratings, the All-Star game is dying so they switch the format every year, and now the #1 player that fans wanted to see isn't in the game? What's even the point of the fan vote? I'm not even like a die-hard LaMelo Ball fan, but it's pretty obvious that something is wrong there. So how did LaMelo Ball get so much love from the fans and from the players, by the way, and not even make the team? Well, we know why, and it's messed up. So the voting breakdown was by fans, he was #1 among East guards. From players, he was #3 behind only Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. But by the media, #7. They thought Trae Young, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland were all more deserving. So the media killed LaMelo, but they only choose the starters. Then 1 week later, reserves were announced. Those are chosen by coaches, and that voting is kept secret. Now, we'll break down why coaches seem to hate LaMelo's game, but this is a direct result of what happened all the way back in 2016. But no one more excited that Skims started making men's underwear than my wife, and it's got nothing to do with me actually wearing them, okay? She's just been a customer for years, and she knew that they would be high quality. Well, guess what? After trying Skims for a few weeks, it is worth the hype. By far, the most comfortable, best-fitting underwear I have ever had. My biggest complaint normally about boxer briefs is that they ride up. Well, not Skims. Even if I'm having a skinny jeans day, which I still do from time to time. And my favorite so far has been the cotton boxer brief. Everything I love about my old cotton boxer briefs, but better. The fit is perfect, that classic cotton feel. And yes, my wife actually thinks it's cool that I'm wearing Skims men's, which I gotta be honest is a pretty cool bonus that only comes with Skims. So click on the link in the description to shop Skims men's. And after you place the order, be sure to let them know that I sent you. Select YouTube in the survey and be sure to select my channel AM Hoops in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're looking for the perfect gift for your Valentine or for yourself, Skims just launched their best Valentine shop ever. Available in sizes for women, men, kids, and even pets. A random role player, Zaza Pachulia, was near the top of fan voting. All-Star starter! And I only say random because this was before he was on the Warriors, okay? Casual fans did not know Mavericks Zaza Pachulia, but his home country of Georgia did, and there was this gigantic push to make their guy an all-star starter. So everyone was shocked that some dude scoring 8 points a game might start the All-Star. He had more votes than Draymond Green, Tim Duncan, Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. But then it like became a meme, okay? Almost like a game. People are like, yeah, let's get this role player into the All-Star game. That'll be fun. So people are all talking on social media. Wyclef friggin' John made a song about it.
Zaza Pachulia for the All-Star game. Go cast your vote right now, Wyclef said so.
But Zaza missed starting by like an inch, under 15,000 votes. That is nothing. So the next year, the NBA was like, oh, you think it's funny to mess with our All-Star game? No more! Fans cannot vote for All-Star starter. They can't be trusted. So the next year, they went to a weighted vote where 50% come from the fans, 25% from players, 25% by media. Oh, and by the way, that next year, Zaza joined the Warriors, and he would have been a starter if they didn't change that rule. And the same for LaMelo. But coaches said no. Why? Well, if you look at his stats, LaMelo averages over 28 points a game, 4th most in the NBA. Over 7 assists, 9th most in the NBA. Over 5 boards, which is 13th in the league among guards. Simply put, LaMelo averages more points, boards, and assists than every other East reserve, and he's not an all-star. Why? Because of a different stat. Wins. The Charlotte Hornets just so happen to be a 12-win team this year. A lot of coaches and media see LaMelo as a circus act and not a serious player. He doesn't actually win. They think his stats are empty and he's kind of a joke. On the flip side, the Cleveland Cavaliers got 3 All-Stars because of their record. But forget LaMelo's popularity here. There's another reason that that's ridiculous. Do they really think that if LaMelo got to play with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley that he would suck? Or would he be an all-star? Instead, he's on a team with 0 other creators. LaMelo has to create the offense for himself and all his teammates. Oh yes, Miles Bridges can sometimes create his own shot, but he ain't setting up LaMelo. Brandon Miller is decent, but he is injured for the season. So LaMelo's just one of 5 guys on the floor at any given time. one of 10 guys throughout the game, and it's his fault? The GM puts average teammates around him and that's his fault? Oh, and the NBA defenses know that LaMelo has to run the show. They scheme for it, and he still gets these numbers. It's insane. But I won't do the thing where I say that LaMelo should be in the All-Star game, but I don't say who he would replace. It's so easy to list 5 snubs as if there's 5 extra roster spots. No, LaMelo probably should have replaced Evan Mobley. He's obviously having a great season, but it's either him or Pascal Siakam. And I think that Pascal would dominate no matter what team he is on. But Evan gets a major boost here from being on the Cavaliers. If there is one guy that you'd say got here partly because of his team, it would have to be Evan Mobley. And no offense to him, but going by the logic that I just explained earlier, Mobley has to be the one guy that I would have to kick off. But there's another way for LaMelo to still be an all-star. He is dealing with an ankle injury, so that needs to heal. But after that, he needs somebody else to get hurt to be an injury replacement. This is how De'Aaron Fox made his only all-star game. Same with Scotty Barnes last year. Now, Commissioner Adam Silver actually picks these injury replacements, so I would think that he's smart enough to pick LaMelo to make the fans happy. But who else could he pick instead? Because it's no guarantee. Well, there's a real chance he picks Trae Young over LaMelo. Trae has consistently been a great individual player, but has now missed All-Star 4 of his 7 years in the NBA. He even said on X, it's no longer getting snubbed, it's getting traded at this point. I don't know about that, but he is a very similar situation to LaMelo. Trae leads the NBA in assists at 11.4 per game, so great counting stats, but he's not efficient. He turns the ball over, doesn't lead to winning. However, unlike LaMelo, Trae has teammates who are playing really well. I mean, Jalen Johnson was a beast before his injury. DeAndre Hunter and Dyson Daniels are balling out, but the Hawks are below 500. What is Trae's excuse? But while we're talking snubs, there is one guy who probably deserves to be an all-star even more than LaMelo. What if I told you that the only players in history with 21 points per game, 61% shooting, and 15 boards per night are Wilt Chamberlain and Domantas Sabonis, who's not an all-star? Domas leads the NBA in a ton of advanced metrics and rebounding, but I think the Mike Brown scandal hurt him. Coaches do not want to reward the team who fired Mike Brown that way. When dude got fired, coaches were ripping the Kings because they love Mike Brown. So are they gonna make a king an all-star, make that owner happy? No. Instead, they put Alperen Şengün in there, who I love being in Houston, but dude shoots 49% from the field. Domas shoots 45% from 3. It is ridiculous that he's not an all-star, but a guy like James Harden is. Now, other potential snubs are Kyrie Irving, Norman Powell, Devin Booker, and De'Aaron Fox in the West, and really I could only say Tyrese Maxey in the East, but I totally get those. I can't make the case to kick off 5 guys to get all of these guys in, but I think you can make the case for LaMelo Ball replacing somebody like Evan Mobley. Because even if you don't love LaMelo, well, the NBA complains about ratings and the all-star dying. It is insane that they don't put the one guy that fans really want to see in the game. But we might see De'Aaron Fox off the Kings soon. This time of year, of course, is all about all-stars and trades. Deadline's coming up soon. De'Aaron tells the Kings to trade him before it's too late, but he might have screwed himself with what he did next.